Okay, discovery flight in the 210 for one young lady. You don't want to do a 210 normally, but it's what we have on this episode of Taking Off.
Like an old car, like a very old car. You gotta lift the handle. You see this handle?
Yeah. Don't know anything.
You don't know anything.
Anything.
Well, that's why it's called the discovery flight, so you can discover
Okay.
flight.
Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Wait, I'm on. Okay. After
Okay.
Dad.
So first thing is, I want you to buckle your seatbelt because you can't close your door. You can't really reach the bottom seatbelt until you see it there.
So
When you close the door, again, it's, you know, this plane was designed a long, long time ago.
Very
We're
cool.
gonna shut the door and push forward on that latch at the same time.
This one?
Yeah. There you go. Now
Cool.
push on it.
This.
No, push on the door. Okay, it's not going to go. Oh, this is a checklist. And it's really important to use because you have so many things going on for flying that you need to do a checklist.
Okay.
You don't want to miss anything because you miss something, it could be a bad thing.
You can do it from inside the plane?
The checklist?
Yeah.
Absolutely, why not?
Oh.
We're going to have to because, like, use a checklist for taking off, use a checklist for climbing, use a checklist for cruise.
Oh, okay.
So now I see one problem already, Jrnie.
What?
So your sunglasses, when you put these headsets on, they're gonna push down and they're gonna hurt.
Yeah.
So tell you what, hold this. So I've got this handy dandy thing because we're sponsored by Flying Eyes.
Holy cannoli.
So pick your flavor that you would like. So you're just gonna go with the aviators.
Okay.
Nice. The advantage of these are that, check out those where it goes over around your ear. Look how thin those are. And yeah, and
Wow.
yeah, and also you can even have your headphones on and put those on and they're gonna work.
Oh, okay.
So, all right, you're now officially a pilot if you're wearing Flying Eyes. So now for me, I have prescription. So I can't just take off the shelf sunglasses, which I wish, but they make prescription ones as well.
Wow, look at you.
Okay, so now this is the key and we're gonna put it in the slot right there.
Okay.
There we go. All right, so now our headphones are in our lap because we don't want to put them on yet because we want to maintain what we call situational awareness. The next step is I want you to pull up until you can push those rudder pedals with your feet.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can.
All right. Now, what's really cool about these is that the brakes for the plane are with your toes. You feel it? Go to the top of the rudder pedals. You feel those?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's our brakes. So what I want to do is, that's our emergency brake, or parking brake, excuse me, not emergency brake. And with your feet, with your toes pressing to hold us, because we're slightly downhill. If you don't, we'll start rolling. Is I want you to release the brake by turning it 90 degrees.
This one?
Yeah, and then pushing it in. There you go. The brake is off. If we let go,
Oh my God.
we'll start rolling a little bit. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. All right, so let's take a look at that checklist. Bat switch on, battery switch, everything's abbreviated. So on your far left, you'll see two red ones. One on the far left is alt. The other one is bat. I want you to turn the bat on. Okay?
Oh.
We're getting close. Yeah.
Okay.
You ready to start this puppy?
Sure.
All right.
Let's go. Wait, do I put this on first?
No,
Or
we're
add-
gonna wait until the avionics are on because it keeps our situational awareness without having ears on. With the headphones off, you're more aware of what's going on.
Okay.
What right now?
Sure.
Okay, so let's do it.
And then,
So brakes on, and then it
do I
says,
hold it while I do everything?
Yep, you do. You don't have to hold it that good.
Okay.
And I'm gonna help you too. Now, hand on throttle. You're gonna do the key, but before we do that, because we don't know if there's somebody, you can't see quite underneath you, right?
Yes.
So what you're gonna do is you're gonna crack open your window. You see the handle's right back behind your shoulder.
This one?
Yep, crack it open.
Oh my
Okay.
God. Sorry.
Okay. Okay, lean your head out there and I want you to yell clear.
Clear!
There you go, nice job. That was very well. Now you can close your window because it's cold out there.
Okay.
All right.
That was this was the most wild part.
Okay, so hand on throttle
Okay.
and hand on the key,
Okay.
and let's go.
Okay.
Start it. Keep going, keep going. Okay, let go of the key. More gas. There
More?
you go. Yeah. Okay, that's good. Now back it off. You're going to 1,000 right here.
ready to taxi. Now, taxi is kind of hard, and we're in a really tight area, so I'm going to do most of this part, but you can shadow with me. So now,
Sure.
I want you to put your, just shadow me on the pedals, but don't press them hard. Just kind of, you can see what I'm doing.
Where may I put this?
You can put it right here, because we're going to go to it again in a minute. Right there is good. All right, you ready? Okay, so during the critical phase of flight, we always keep our hand on the throttle, so I'm going to keep my hand on the throttle right here. The first tendency for everybody is to try to steer like that, but it doesn't do anything. Okay, we're watching constantly, eyes outside the airplane when we're moving, because and we're in a very tight, kind of busy area.
So this is a yoke.
This is the yoke, and so you asked a really good question about, like, what does this thing do then? Well, this is called the ailerons, and there's 3 axes of movement on a plane: the longitudinal, latitude, and vertical. And this controls the longitudinal turn. If you think of a line going right through the spinner all the way back to our tail, right? So this going left and right, the ailerons control us turning around that axis. So once we're in the air, we can turn that way. The airplane's going to turn that way, and it'll start to go that way.
Okay, and then how do the pedals affect the plane? It's just
That's good. That's one of the 3. So we talked about ailerons. Then you have the rudder, and the rudder controls the vertical turn, right? So think of a line going straight through our center of gravity right here,
Sure.
and the rudder is going to turn us around that point. So in addition to, we can turn our wings like this and start to turn, you can also rudder, and it'll turn you along that vertical point.
Last time I saw you take off, you started from down there. Why are we going down here? The wind?
You remember that? Yeah, so remember we talked about that right when we got the winds? If we have winds coming from direction 320, so coming from the north, a little to the left of north, right? So we have a runway that goes a little bit to the left of north, so it's right up the same direction. This runway goes 320, and you can see that windsock right there. That windsock is telling you which way the wind is going to, and it looks like it's actually moved a little bit, but it's still the correct runway that we want to do.
So even though you're going into the wind?
We want to go into the wind.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Absolutely. So, okay, what we're going to do now is I'm going to do this part because it's just, otherwise we'll be here a long time. This is called the run-up. Exit. Okay, good. Flaps set 10. So take that down 1 notch. There you go. Okay, flaps are coming down. You can see them on the bottom of your wing there. There you go.
Wow.
Now, the other thing we want to test is we want to make sure that these things don't run into anything, that they move all the way that we need to, and that we look out and look way behind us and we look at the rudder, the elevator. Now, we're going to take off. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Run-up is complete before takeoff. I'm going to go over something real quick.
Okay.
We always need to know who is actually flying the plane. So we'll establish, okay, you're flying the plane. If I ever say my airplane or my controls, I want you hands up and say your airplane.
Okay.
And we need to do it we need to hear it 3 times just to make sure it's really crystal clear who's flying the airplane. So if I say my controls.
Your airplane.
My controls.
Oh.
So that was 3 times. I did twice. Okay. So now if you start, you say.
My airplane.
Your airplane. Okay, one more time.
My airplane.
Good. See, it's 3.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah.
So we just need to be crystal clear on who has the flight controls. So you're going to take off, but I'm going to shadow you and make sure nothing happens.
What?
But let's do a pre-takeoff briefing, which is really important.
Okay.
We do this every time. It's not that we think we're going to crash and die or anything like that, but we want to make decisions now rather than in an emergency. So, if we were to lose engine on the runway, I'm going to yell my plane, and I'm going to pull the throttle all the way back, and I'm going to aggressively brake and try to stop us before the end of the runway.
Okay.
If we've taken off, there is a landing place about 20 degrees to the left. Again, engine out. If engine has trouble or anything's wrong, I'm going to yell my airplane. And once we're up, I'm going to land over there. Now, with the density, altitude, and everything else, I would say that a turn back I wouldn't even attempt until we're at 1,600. So the three things on the runway, just up off the runway, and at what point we would attempt to turn back. Okay, so that's our pre-takeoff briefing.
Okay.
All right, so now what we're going to do is your hand on the throttle. I'm going to work the pedals. I'm going to work the radios. Once we get on there, and I'm going to tell you go full throttle, I want you to push this all the way to the wall, all the way in. Okay, it's going to be like massive.
Okay.
Okay. So then we are going to be rolling down the runway.
Okay.
When you go all the way to the firewall, you'll say takeoff power set.
Takeoff power set.
Okay. Then if this is moving, our airspeed is alive. When our airspeed gets about 70 to 72,
this will be 72 knots?
Yeah, it'll say it right here, knots. And it'll be right
knots.
here. It'll be right here.
Okay.
And at that point, it's just a little bit of a back pressure. Okay? Just a little bit of a back pressure will take us off.
Okay.
So, but I'll be shadowing you. It's all going to be good, okay?
Okay.
Are you nervous?
No.
No?
When do you talk to the radio people?
Well, there's nobody here. So what we do is we have what's called a common traffic advisory frequency. So all the radio that you've been hearing are people just on their own. There's no tower here.
Oh, that's good.
So what I'm going to do is...
The alphabet scares me the most.
Alphabet?
Yeah,
okay.
Like alpha.
All right, you ready to go?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it strobes on.
Wait, no, I'm not. What do I say?
We're going to go all the way, and you're going to say takeoff power set.
Takeoff power set.
Then you're going to say airspeed alive when you see it.
Airspeed alive. Takeoff power set. Airspeed alive.
West entering 45, left downwind runway 32 Hicks.
Hicks traffic, Centurion 4620 Yankee 32 for a west departure Hicks. All right, come up a little bit with the power. Yeah, here, I'll tell you what, let me, here, you put your hand on mine. I'm going to show you what we do. Feel that? Okay, and then I'm going to hard turn it here. Okay, now I'm going to let go, and you're going to do the whole thing. You ready?
Okay.
Go ahead, go firewall.
Takeoff power set.
Okay. Good. All looks good.
Airspeed live.
Good. Tell me when we get to 70.
Okay.
Hand on throttle.
70.
All right, let's back pressure a little bit. Pull back just a hair. There you go. You're doing it. You're flying.
Wow.
Okay, now what I want you to do is I want you to reach over right here.
Okay.
I want you to pull that big wheel out.
What wheel?
This right here.
Out?
And up. There you go. That's our landing gear. We're pulling our landing gear up.
Okay.
Now what I want you to do is I want you to reach over here and I want you to take the flaps up.
All the way?
Uh-huh. There you go.
Flaps up.
Flaps are up. You're flying.
Okay.
Now, hand on throttle always.
Okay, always.
Well, during critical phases of flight, this is a critical phase.
Okay.
You see this right here?
Yes,
We don't like anything red. I want you to pull that MAP back to about 30 to 31.
Ooh.
All right?
How do you do that?
I want you to pull the throttle back.
Oh, so...
All right, tell you what, I'll go do it.
Okay.
You put your hand on mine, I'll show you.
Okay.
So,
Oh, okay.
see, we're going to go back to about right there. Now, hand on throttle. There you go. And we got a plane right in front of us.
Oh, wow.
Okay, I've been watching it.
Less than 1 mile.
Oh, okay. What does MAP stand for?
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
All right, the other thing is, you notice how much pressure we have to put on the yoke? If I let go, you have to really push it forward to fly level. We're going to trim it out and do that.
Okay.
There we go. Now we don't have much pressure. Hands off almost. Okay, there we go. Now, when you're flying like this in visual conditions, see there's that, I told you about that runway just to the north? There it is if you look out.
Oh, okay. I see it now.
So,
Oh.
now your control, so put that hand there. Don't have your hand in the air.
45 for 32.
Okay, what I want you to do now, I'm going to just adjust something here. Okay, now how you notice we're going down?
Yeah.
Pull back on the yoke. So the rule is here, you pull back the houses get smaller. You push in, the houses get bigger.
Okay.
All right? So,
Traffic, Cessna 25.
what I want you to do is try to fly level and straight. Okay?
Okay. Oh.
There you go. You're doing it. I don't have any hands on it, so it's all you.
Oh my gosh.
You're flying a plane.
I'm flying a plane!
And a big plane.
It's a very large plane.
Now notice how we start to come up a little bit. So what happens is the more you fly, you get used to a sight picture of where like the horizon is in relation to this cowling.
Okay.
And so you kind of fly by sight picture. And I can tell you without looking at instruments if we're climbing or descending. Like right now, I can tell you we're descending slightly.
So how do I go up again?
Remember, you pull back on the yoke.
Pull back.
Makes the houses smaller, so you get higher.
Okay.
Now I know we're climbing now, so you want to go forward a little bit.
Forward a little bit. Okay.
And I'm constantly with my eyes out looking for other airplanes.
How kind.
Runway 35, van traffic.
So, all right, cool. So you're doing the flying.
Oh, look, we're level now.
Well, kind of. No,
Kind
we're
of?
descending.
Oh, no, we're not. Okay.
There you go, about right there. You got to, yeah, it's all about sight picture. And you get used to what the wings look like out there and everything else, right?
Okay.
You're doing great.
Yay!
No, Tango is turning. Face with 2.
All right, let's do a left turn. So what you're going to do is, you see you've got a compass that says 280 right now, right?
Yes.
So I want you to left turn to 240. So what you're going to do is you're going to turn like this and watch this while looking out as well, because you want to stay level, right?
Sure.
And you're going to look and see when you get to about what did I say, 230 or 240?
240.
Okay, so when we get close to 240, we're going to level out like that.
Oh.
That's how you do a turn.
I see. Okay.
And now we're climbing again, so push forward a little bit.
And the throttle?
No, the yoke.
The yoke. Oh, my God.
All right. Now we're also at an angle, so you want to go ahead and straighten her up.
Okay.
Good job. Now we're descending again.
Okay.
No, not throttle.
Not
it's
throttle.
about yoke.
No. Oh, my gosh.
Remember, one hand. There you go.
One hand.
Now we're going to be climbing again here. So push forward a little bit. Push, and also you're turning to the right now, which is fine.
Okay. Wow, this doesn't even feel real.
Tell you what, we'll go to Bridgeport with this. Yeah, let's go to Bridgeport.
When do we use our feet in the air, or we don't?
That's a great question. You do use them, and I've been kind of doing it for you simply because I didn't want to overwhelm you.
Oh, okay.
So there are times you do it, and I'll give you an advanced lesson right now since you're doing so well.
Oh, thanks.
Okay. So you see that lake way over there?
Yes, sir.
We're going to kind of head that way, but you see the smoke?
Yeah, I do. I do see the smoke.
Okay, so we're going to aim for the smoke, right? And I'm going to take the controls. My controls.
Your plane.
My flight controls. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to aim right at that smoke, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now look at the front of the airplane. You tell me, when I turn left, which direction does the front of the airplane go? You ready?
That way?
Yeah, it went right, even though I turned left initially. And that's because when I turn the wing and that wing goes up in the air, it creates more drag on that side, which forces, so if the plane's going and the wing's like this, and we turn, it forces the nose to go like that, even though we're going that way. So we use the rudder to counter that. So what we do is if we know we're going to turn left, I turn my rudder to keep that point right there on it, right?
Wow!
See how I'm turning on it? And are you shadowing me on the rudder?
Yes, I am.
On the pedals?
Yes.
Okay,
Those are rudders.
Yes.
Rudders.
Pedals, rudders. All right, so now what I want you to do is your controls.
My controls.
Your controls. I want you to do the same thing. And just, if you turn left, give a little bit of left rudder.
Traffic, 46550, turning on the down.
Do you feel it?
I do.
You're doing great. so now what we're going to do is we're going to go in and land. Now
Yes,
for
sir.
landing, I'm going to land it, but I want you to shadow me so you get a good feel for it.
Yes, sir. Your controls now?
My controls.
Your controls.
All right.
How do you tell people that you're coming in so they don't boink you?
That's a really good question and one you have to be aware of. You just make an announcement. You just, you walk into a room and you yell, right?
Yeah, of course.
So that's what we're going to do. So.
Traffic, Cessna 1706 Quebec, on a left downwind, 2,500, heading southeast bound, departure back to Beach, Bridgeport traffic.
Bridgeport traffic, Centurion 4620, Yankee 6 miles to the south. We'll overfly the field and do a 180 to enter the left downwind for 36 Bridgeport. I just yelled out in the room what I'm going to do.
That's so cool.
Now there is somebody there, and we want to be aware. He's above us right now, and he's coming from your side, so I want you to see if he's spotting.
Okay, I cannot.
Well, keep looking.
Okay, I'll be on the lookout.
The airport's right there. I don't know if you see it.
Yeah, I see it.
All right, so here we are directly over the runway, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm watching my speed. I'm at 138. So
Speed and knots are the same?
our speed is in measurement of knots instead of miles an hour.
I see. Okay.
It's knots per hour.
Knots per hour. Okay.
Which is a little bit more than miles per hour.
We're in a race car.
Bridgeport traffic, Centurion, left downwind, 36 Bridgeport.
Wow.
There we are, and we're looking
traffic,
at.
Skyhawk 919.
Okay, so here we are. Now, I want you to grab this wheel, pull it down.
All the way?
Yeah, you got to come up and down. Pull it out. There you go, and down. There you go, good.
Down, okay,
All right, good. I want you to go one notch down on the flaps. There we go. Okay, so now I want you to look at your window and see if you see a tire.
I do see a tire now.
And I got one here, and there's a mirror that shows us both.
Very cool.
Bridgeport traffic, Centurion turning left down, left base for 36 Bridgeport. All right, so here we go. So we're 104, airspeed's good.
Support Cruiser 1160 Charlie.
We're going to keep our turn coming.
10 miles east of the airport.
We're under the white. I'm going to go one more notch flat.
Because you're a Victor 20 to the west, we'll be doing the RNAV 36.
Bridgeport traffic, Centurion final, 36 Bridgeport. All right, so here we are. You see the runway?
I do see the runway now.
Okay, let's do our gear check again. Gear is good. All right,
there's
you got
a
one
wheel.
up there. All right, we're a little high, so I'm going to pull the throttle almost all the way out. You feel that?
I do.
All right, I'm going to do trim real quick here. There we go. All right, now my hand's back on the throttle.
Okay.
And basically, I'm out. We're just gliding.
We're gliding.
At amazing airspeeds 5. I'm going to give it a little bit.
Okay.
There's a bird there, so we want to be aware of those. All right, there we are.
Wow. It was really smooth.
Yeah. That's what I want everybody to say when I land. But I'm off center too, so there's that. All right, so now we are landing. I'm applying a little bit of toe brakes. I don't want to jam it. Now, it's about the shake, but don't be alarmed.
Okay, I won't.
And notice I'm pulling that yoke all the way back, take the weight off, but I may just put a little bit more just to stop the shake.
Togo 198 Tango Charlie.
Okay, so here we are.
8 to the west.
And we come
left
off.
base for 36. Gainesville.
There we go.
Wow.
Flaps are up. We can turn off our strobe light.
Okay, strobe.
All right, good. And so that's how you fly.
Wow.
All right, Jrnie, thank you for flying with us today. Okay, and for you guys out there, thanks for joining us. We have sponsors, Flying Eyes, as you know about already. Use our discount code, Taking Off, all caps, one word, for 10% off. Also, Colton Mortgage, for your residential mortgage need, Colton Taking Off. We have Clemens Insurance, if you need any kind of insurance, but especially aviation. lemonsinsurance.net, MPS Protects, Marshall Protection Services, and also tailwindwaymakers.org, a new scholarship program for enabling people to fly that maybe couldn't afford it. So go there. If you can donate, they are taking donations for scholarships, so check them out. And also 67 Designs, great mounts for cameras, iPhones, and iPads. I appreciate all you guys, and we'll see you next time on Taking Off.